Been wanting to make this video for the longest, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to remember to do it. I needed to do this. On my path, a lot of individuals I've come across on whatever journey they on, their favorite line was, "It's life." Excuse me. Or "That's life." Like they always blame some external force, or whoever or whatever they believe in is saying, "Oh, that's meant to be like this, that's life, and that's how it's." All that's crap. If anything, that's a lie. Like, take the F out of life and be honest and say that's a lie, because there's no way that some force, especially life is a void, an empty blank vortex, blank canvas. It's not governed by anything. Literally, it's in all reality and actuality, life doesn't even really exist. What does exist is conscious behavior. That's what exists. So that's a very narrow, limited way of thinking and saying that's is a life. That's how it's meant to be. This was in this person playing that person. No, it's not life. That's choice. See, what happened in your life, in their life, was not not life, choice. All the things that you were supposed to do in every moment, every situation, every challenge you face, when you avoided of making a true choice to step yourself up, that choice grew. So you made the choice to not make the choice, and that choice end up becoming your issue. So you go through life doing that a bunch of times, not making a choice to make a choice. Keep settling, keep settling, keep settling, making up excuses, right? And it piles up. So now you got all these what you think is unforeseen incidents happening to you, and you just saying, "Oh, that's life. This is how it is. That's what it's." No, it's not meant to be like anything. No, it's nothing. It's choice. These are all the decisions you fail to make, the true and right decisions that you knew what was best in your heart, and you chose to do something based on some manufactured move, because you're not even your real and true self, because you only the self that you've been taught to be and what your experiences gave you. You're not your original self, your true self, the first self. You've became a mass. So every choice you make, every feeling you feel is literally mass produced. It's coming out of a bunch of other feelings that's saturated and watered down and settled and not even worth anything. And you're making decisions out of that, and then expecting, oh, things will work out. Just avoid making anything working out and expecting it's just going to be left in the dust. You put these things out into the ether and think that the body is the only thing that get fat. No, when you avoid things, they get fat too, and they get obese, and then they come back to you and sit on top of you, and you face to deal with it. And the fact that you failed to deal with it, and all the challenges that came on your path that was supposed to help you be greater and stronger, you avoided making the choices of being greater and stronger, that now when things are happening to you, you're so frail and unprepared and weak that you can't fight the situation, that you just blame and say, oh, this life that's happened, or feeling like you're some type of victim of some unforeseen mysterious force of divinity, and you're not. You just failed to step up. Every time it was a test, every time it was meant for you to be stronger, you failed to go through it. And you try to go around it. You try to avoid it. You try to go to the other side thinking, oh, it's going to be better on the other side. The other side doesn't exist. Then you found out, oh, it don't exist. It was fake. And then you realized that the true power was already what was there in the first place. But you avoided that. You failed to make the decisions. You failed to see it through. So that's why everything is happening to you. You can't handle it. From the littlest things to the biggest things. They scare you, they frighten you. You don't even know how to deal with the unfamiliar. And that's what's happening to your life. It's not no meant to be. It's not in anybody's plan. It's not, oh, this is life. None of those quotes, none of these sayings, none of that trash. The brutal truth is this is you failing to make the right choices. The choices that will make you greater in life. You avoided being strong. Every challenge, every test that come to you, you avoid it and you crumble. You go into your little, what you think is a safe zone, but it's actually a death zone. And you stay in there. And you're thinking, oh, I'm going to come out when everything dies down. But really what's dying down is you, because everything else around you is growing and you're the only one that's not growing. You're the only one that's not doing. And then you find yourself stuck in the same position day after day, hour after hour, year after year, decade after decade, and wondering why everyone and everything around you looks happy, but you ain't. That's because they didn't avoid going through a challenge. They didn't avoid going through something. They didn't avoid bettering themselves, or basically they didn't avoid the choice of knowing that they had to stay focused. They didn't feed into distractions. They knew when to put things down. They knew when to pick things up. They knew when not to settle. They know that, yo, this is don't feel right. I can't do this anymore. They knew to make a choice immediately, not wait. They knew they had a desire and they believed that they could have it all. That's the problem right there. You don't believe that you could have it all. You don't believe in perfection. Having it all doesn't even mean perfection. All perfection is basically means that you're evolving. That's what makes you perfect, that you're constantly evolving, you're constantly growing. That's perfection. Perfection is not some stale doll that's just doesn't move like a mannequin. The basic idea of perfection, like, oh, it's just this thing right here that doesn't need any improvement, no work, is just good as it is. Perfection is you're constantly evolving, you're growing, you're learning, you're curious, you're moving, you're becoming greater, your happiness is becoming happier. That's perfection. You're afraid of that. So you settle, and now you're wondering why all these things are happening to you. Because they're not really happening to you. There's nothing happening to you. That's what's happening to you. There's nothing happening to you, and that's what's making you sad and depressed. That nothing is really happening. The same thing that always been happening is still happening because you are the same you that's still happening inside of you. And the reason why nothing has happened yet, because you haven't made the choice to say, all right, this is what I want. I'm going to have it on. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to work through this. I'm going to make it happen. You got it in you to do it. It's just settling. It feels so easy. It feels so safe. It feels so just like an exhale. Like, oh, I don't got to do the hard, difficult stuff. Oh, I'll get to it another time. And that right there is your danger. You feeling like you don't want to do it that day, or you'll get to it another time, or making an excuse, or oh, I'm too busy. No such thing as you too busy, especially when you haven't found your worth, when you don't even know your true self yet. There's no way you could be busy. You're just lying and you're avoiding. That's the brutal truth. Lying and avoiding. And you're not really lying to the world because the world is lying to itself and it doesn't even realize it. So the world don't even care. What you're really lying to is you, because the world's still gonna go on. Everything is still gonna go on, regardless of what you do. Things are still gonna grow, and you're gonna be the only one left behind, sitting there with a legacy dying inside of you, with regrets and what ifs, and I wish I did that different, and all these wishes and hopes. That's just wishes and hopes that never seem to be fulfilled. You gotta be really brutal, brutally honest with yourself. Take a deep breath when you're doing it. It's like one of those anesthesias where it's like you're just letting everything go. Like, and then you admitting to yourself everything that's wrong, places where you know you could do better and step up. And then something great will happen. As long as you keep going on this path, thinking that, oh, I'm doing great, I'm doing all right, thinking that, oh, my bills is paid, and all this weak talk that don't mean nothing is truly insignificant. As long as you're going and doing that and being proud of things that's insignificant, you always in life will be a loser. That's a loser's mentality. Proud because you got your name on a desk or your name on a door. Proud because you paid off something. Those are very insignificant things, especially when you're dealing with universes and vortex and dimensions where on the plainest level, everything is genius. On the plainest level, everything is genius. On a bigger scale, where all the essence of strength exists, you're happy with being insignificant, not even reaching for the true essence of strength where you don't have to settle, you don't have to compromise. You're okay with that. You're okay with settling, not even for others, or not even for things, but settling for you, compromising with your own self, not even pushing yourself to break emotional barriers that's stuck in your DNA and your genetic code, not even trying to change your genes for the better. I'm not talking about your pants. When I say genes, I mean your genes, your blood cells, not even stretching the information, all the power and the reservoir of just emotional equity that lies dormant inside of your body. You're not even pushing that. You're not even breaking emotional guards and barriers and chambers that's holding you back and hostage from flying and soaring. Your wings have cuffs on them. Your wings are handcuffed to a cage, and you're the one with the key and the lock. So if you really, truly want something different, let's not even say different, because different, that's not even enough. If you truly want to evolve, you want phenomenal, you want to have it all, you want pure, perfected excellence, you want your whole life to be an A++. Gotta grow. Gotta stick through things, no matter how tough, no matter how difficult. You gotta be excited to grow, excited to face a challenge. Stop giving your energy to things that's truly insignificant. Just because you've been doing it doesn't mean you have to continue to do it. So it's more, it's not even okay, it's more than okay to just let something go. Like, all right, this is not even worth anything anymore. I've done enough. You're feeding dead objects, dead souls, dead situations, dead circumstances, dead relatives, dead just things that's still inside you that you don't even need to feed anymore. Let these things just die. Not even let them go, let them die. They'll wither away on their own. Emotionally, psychologically, mentally, spiritually, socially. and really find out who you truly are. You're in a cabin, you're in a lake, you're in a forest, you're in a garden that's so beautiful, waiting for you. It's time for you to go there. It's time for you to live in that place and be great. You can, you must, and you will. I believe that. I believe